When installing corrugated panels, you'll often encounter a pitch break in your roof. Your panels will need to transition from a low to a high slope. In this video, we'll show you how to transition from a low to a high section. This is the Metal Roofing Learning Channel. Brought to you by Western States Metal Roofing, where you can find a variety of colors and finishes, all while saving by buying factory direct. Click the link above for your free quote today. Use of the following video content is subject to the warning, disclaimer of warranties, and limitation of liability as set forth on this screen. In this video, we will cover aligning your low to high trim for installation, installing foam closures and butyl tape, fastening pitch break trim, underlayment at pitch break, installing double-sided butyl tape and foam closures to the top section of roofing, and overlapping pitch break trim. When installing your low to high, it's important to note that the bend of the trim is not meant to line up with the transition of the roof. The bend of the trim should be in alignment with where your roofing panels will end. Line up your low to high trim onto your roof and trace the outline. We're using an Expo Dry Erase Marker, which wipes off easily. Draw a parallel line from your traced outline 1 inch towards the top. Lay a strip of double-sided butyl tape above your second line. Place a row of foam closures on top of your double-sided butyl tape. Place your trim in its location and make a mark 1.5 inches from the edge on both sides of your trim. If you are pre-drilling your panel, mark where your screws will fall on each high seam of your panel. Begin pre-drilling your holes. Always remove any protective plastic prior to installation. At the edge of the top section of trim, pre-drill a hole 1 inch in and 2 inches from the edge. This will be done on each side of the trim. Prior to fastening, silicone sealant should be placed on top of the foam closure. Set the trim in place by lining it up with your outline. Ensure that the pre-drilled holes are in line with the high seams of your panel. Secure the panel in place by fastening the two ends with a pancake screw. At each end, the location of your final screws may vary depending on the width of the side trim you will be installing. You do not want a screw to fall under the side trim. Continue securing the top section of trim with pancake screws, 12 inches on center and 2 inches from the top edge. Wipe off all dust and debris from the top section of underlayment. If you have any gaps at the ends of your trim, a patch of self-adhesive underlayment can be used to help cover them up. A strip of 8-inch self-adhesive underlayment should be placed 3 inches from the edge of your trim. A strip of double-sided butyl tape should be placed at the edge of your 8-inch strip of underlayment. When laying out the top section of roof panels, you want to make sure it's not only squared, but that the corrugations line up with the lower sections of panels. Install foam closures on top of your double-sided butyl tape. Make sure the foam is aligned with the roof panel's corrugations. Mark each side of your roofing panel 1.5 inches. Then draw a chalk line between the points. This will ensure your screws go on straight and penetrate the foam closure. Silicone sealant should be placed on your foam closure prior to installation. Overlaps, if needed, should be a minimum of 6 inches. Start by marking the edge of your trim 6 inches. Then, slightly pry open the hem. Using metal cutting snips, notch out the hem up to the 6-inch mark. Pry open the hem of the adjacent piece up to 6 inches inward. 2 lines of silicone sealant should be placed on the undersection of trim. When connecting the 2 sections, it's best to push the section upwards into its position to prevent smearing the silicone sealant. It is important you immediately clean off all metal burr and shavings. Burr and shaving can rust overnight, so if your installation will take multiple days, you need to clean your roof after each day.
Want to learn how to install the first sheet of corrugated metal roofing? Or need to install high to low transition flashing? Check out these videos.
The previous information was provided for informational purposes only and not intended to provide advice as to any particular project. The user should always seek the advice of a qualified roofing installation professional.